Welcome to eScience training. My name's Alistair Robertson. In this training video, I'm going to show you how we apply Sakai in a particular way, and that is to form collaboration sites where people who are geographically spread out can work together in a common site area and share resources. It's very easy to set these up in Sakai. You just have to contact us at support using the usual support email address. The usefulness of these sites, I'll show by example in a minute, is that you can have 3 or 4 different institutions working on a common project, or businesses working on a common project with the institutions, yet they can share a space, an electronic space which is managed by ourselves, which allows them to come in, put documents into it, link in external web resources, or just keep each other up to date with the various different deliverables of the project. I'm going to show you now one such project site that we at eScience have used for the collaboration in research business work site. To access this, it's just a site like any other in Sakai, and you can have as many project sites as you need to energize your operations. I'm going to find the collaborative research and business site now, and this is how it's accessed and what it looks like to all the users. Of course, with a site like this, there are security considerations, which means you need to know who can access this site. That is strictly controlled, of course, to those who are relevant to the site, and you can look at site administration just to catch up with who's working in this particular area. And as you can see, we have a number of people there from 3 different institutions, to include Lancaster, STFC Daresbury, and Hull University Business School. So what do we do in this site? This is about people interacting together and working together. I think probably one of the most important uses of the site is it allows us to centralize all the documentation that we create during the lifetime of the project. And because this site never gets deleted, it's always accessible whenever you want it to be, in a place where you expect to find it. And typically we'll store things in resources. Down in the tools menu, if I click on resources, it brings up a whole host of content folders. Each of these folders contains bits of information relating to the project. So for instance, I recently gave a presentation which related to the project over in Rotterdam for a knowledge exchange meeting, and those bits of information, the PowerPoint slides, are stored here so that everyone can actually get access to it. We also begin this site, when I say most projects in academia at least, begin with writing a proposal to a funding agency. We all collaborated online to create the document in this space using the wiki tool, and we then export that into the Word format before the final document is sent out to the funding agency, whoever that might be. So we have the original funding proposal online here. The final version can be looked at whenever you want, so you can always keep track of the agreement between you and the funding agency. It's always there for you to see. And you just click on one of these links and it'll download it for you. There's another important aspect to the application of a collaboration site of this type. Obviously it has a calendar function, fairly standard, but you can keep regular updates on monthly meetings and the like in there. Sticking with two-way communication though, obviously things crop up in projects which need to be dealt with from time to time, and an ideal way of doing that is to actually set up discussion boards with people, or forum boards, and we have one of those for this site. So whenever something new comes along, or you want to get some feedback on a new document's being created or potentially a new direction in the project, you can set up the discussion. And because it's got an alert system built into it, whenever a forum post is made, it alerts all the other users that they should come in and participate in the discussion, whatever shape that might take. And of course, working with multiple institutions or organisations or businesses, it's useful to be able to centralise all of their key work sites that you need to know about. So here's the one for STFC Daresbury campus down in Warrington, or near Warrington. Here's the LUMS website. Some familiar faces coming through there, and here's the Hull University Business School website, so we can all keep track of what's going on at each of the various different institutions. Because it's Sakai, and because you can link into external web resources in this way, there's a whole host of information sources you can put into it. So here was a survey that I managed for the project. It was put online here just so people could get to review it and come back with any changes that they wanted. But you can drop in external web resources like this doodle function, which allows us to set up project meetings amongst large numbers of people. It's quite simple to use, and of course you can keep this, you can email people or selective people using the email tool, and it manages all the difficult aspects for you of maintaining user groups, that kind of thing. This will actually allow you to contact groups by who they are, what they are, and how they relate to the project, and you can set up various different groups with various different permissions as well. So I hope that's given you some idea about how we use this technology. It's here now. This isn't development stuff. This is live. We can do this for you when you need to, but it does need some training, facilitation, but we can set these up as you want. Do contact us using the support at opensourceforenterprise.org web address, and we'll look at developing some sites for you, or at least creating an evaluation site that you can take a look at.